Hello and welcome to another podcast by SwiftMotion Media. My name is Paul Alovich. I am the CEO and the founder of Synthetic Equity and a managing director of Agile Dynamics. And today we have a wonderful guest from Zenith Chain. Her name is Vivian Agbata. She is the Chief Business Officer, and I will pass it over to you, Vivian. Please share your introduction.
Thank you so very much, Paul. Basically, I would say very lovely voiceover. It definitely is. We're going to be using this for something really big. You have a very quite lovely voice.
You're making me blush now in front of cameras, but thank you.
That's the fact. Okay. Thank you. That's on a lighter note. My name is Vivian Agbata. I am the Chief Business Officer for Zenith Chain. Basically, I came from the background of economics, BSc. Then translated into data analytics. Because obviously I love everything that has to do with statistics and and the numbers, running the numbers and all of that. And in my journey climbing the corporate ladder, I'd had opportunity to work in investment banking sector. Where we manage funds and brokers and all of that. So yeah, with real top people from Nigerian Stock Exchange in Nigeria. My MDs, my directors, they came from that background as well. So I've definitely always loved everything that has to do with business, finance, economics, just around that. So that's kind of my background, and that's how I got into Zenith Chain, and obviously not just starting out as a chief business officer. I think the story is I actually used to know CEO of Zenith Chain. Obviously, we're both from Nigeria. We both live in Lagos. And, one of these times we've had the opportunity to work together in several projects. He's a developer. And obviously, my company actually most times needed people like that. And that's how we got into one or two very little business consulting from his angle, and then that's how when the idea of Zenith Chain sprung up, and he kind of called me and I'm like, oh, this is what I'm planning to do. I'm like kind of looking for co-founder, and I think I have someone in mind I used to work with somehow, and I believe he can handle the technology part. And what's up? Are you in for this and all of that?
Who's with me?
Who's with me? No, at that point, really, it's a very hard decision to make, because obviously I didn't just jump right in.
Obviously.
I had my own fashion business. I was kind of handling on the side note, and I also was working in the investment banking sector.
Wow.
And so for me to kind of, leave where I have a daily paid job to a startup that I don't know what the fate's gonna be. So for me to kind of leave that and then jump right in, I'm like, okay, hey, you know what? Fine, I like the idea. Let's get something rolling, but I wouldn't just jump right in. Give me the time to, look around, see who I can actually also talk to about this, from my own network, talk to my boss, talk to people, and see how, it's building the blockchain. So it's something that is really massive.
Let me just understand. So you went to your boss and you're like, hey, by the way, I'm starting a tech company. So what's up?
So that's not it.
How did that go?
You know quite well that you can just go right to your boss and tell him that. So he actually, one of the times, of course, obviously, management meetings, you have them say, hey, so what is your plan for future? How do you intend to
Where
progress?
do you see yourself in 5 years? Not here.
And to be quite honest, we do this a lot of times because we have people from, just coming out of college and trying to join, and then you need to inspire them and all of that. So, couple of times he's kind of heard me say, hey, yeah, I want to, do this, do that, do this. And then at the end of the day, I really want to go into, having a startup where I have to play a major role, in driving what the business is, because obviously I bring in the numbers for them. And so that's how it all started, because they already have that in mind. They already know that, okay, this is what this girl is kind of working towards. And so we just started out like that. And then obviously I spoke to other people about that, and I kind of connected. I mean, the CEO and CTO, as at the time they were kind of setting up everything, bringing these people, have meetings. Talk about the growth of Zenith and how we want to build, and all a lot of jumping and a lot didn't jump in. Some were like, oh, okay, yeah, that's awesome, but I really don't know how that's gonna work. I mean, yeah, let's keep pushing. I mean, they can actually also talk about the other people, really, because at the end of the day, even today, like up to date, we all even are in same say WhatsApp group, and they're already seeing all the progress and everything, and I'm like, in their head, these guys are going to be saying, I wish I jumped in, I wish I was consistent and all of that.
So they're watching from the fence and kind of like
always
observing.
Saying congratulations, you don't even know each milestone.
But call me when you hit the first billion.
Exactly. So they keep saying congratulations. On every milestone that we actually hit, they just keep saying, okay, yeah, guys, I'm proud. I mean, we started this, even though I don't have much presence, but whatever support you need, I'm here and all of that. So that's how we actually started out with me and Zenith. So initially I came in as the PRO, because I need to sing the song of Zenith, right?
Sure.
I talk about Zenith at every point, in every occasion, on every conference, still in spotlights, just so people get to know what we do back then in Nigeria, and just it. And I understood my role as the PRO at the time, and I made a lot of noise about it, stole shows and all of that. And then I don't know, maybe I just earned to be the CBO, and then that's how I progressed. And then I got to being the Chief Business Officer.
Amazing story. I really love the narrative behind it. And one thing that also I would like to highlight during the event in Lagos, there was a significant disproportion in favor of ladies participating. So definitely, a force to be reckoned at. So Vivian, tell us, what's the advice that you would have for the young and aspiring entrepreneurs, from the, young girls watching you, and then, what is it that you would do different looking back, and how would you advise them to get into this space of Web3 and wonders that brings it?
Okay. Thank you very much. I think for me, this is a highlight of the entire conversation.
Okay.
It's something I'm quite passionate about speaking. Talking to young ladies like me and people who are women in general who are aspiring to get into the Web3 space and all of that. I'm very passionate speaking about this. I've had opportunity in several conferences to also talk about the future for women and all of that. There are groups like Women in Tech, All-Star NFT Women, so many groups I actually belong to. So here is the thing. There's this narrative about women doing tech in general, right? So you get, but I don't know if it's a general phenomenon, but I believe back there in Nigeria, people, when I talk to young people, they're like, oh, I think tech is meant for guys, and this is a tech guy, this is a tech bro, and I like, anybody can be a tech bro. You just want to be techie. My name,
Texas.
I'm telling you. So I'll tell you what, and then that actually gave birth to my nick that I love to call myself, and I have it on some of my social media, and the tech girl. Anybody can be into tech. It's not just about the tech, being the tech bro. So here is the thing. Back there, people have the narrative of guys being into tech. So do not procrastinate. Tech is not meant for guys alone. I'll tell you, there are powerful women who are doing powerful things in the Web3 space, in the blockchain space, and in crypto, right? Anyone can learn crypto. There are a lot of things in the Web3 space that are even easy and not even techy. Like, it's not kind of technical for you to even get to learn. I've said this before. Last time in my last interview. You should just try to to get in. And how do you get in? You should try to follow the people who inspire you first and foremost. Look at their content, see how they put out things, see what material that they share with you for you to learn. So why don't you just follow up, draw a timetable? It doesn't matter what kind of job you're doing currently. I mean, it's not a magic. You can just jump over from whatever you're doing to tech instantly. No, you just build yourself over time. And that's how I even started. At first, I'll tell you my story. At first, coming from the background of being an economist and a data analyst, great. Before I even became a data analyst, of course, I was exposed to statistics and economics. Then how do I jump over to tech in general? I was basically procrastinating. Like, how do I do this? Do I just go into finance typically? Do I do core business? What do I? But I then got to find out that in the midst of all of this, in all of the mix, there is always tech in all of these things that we're actually doing, right? So I told myself, you don't have to. I think it was 2019. I told myself, you don't have to keep waiting for anybody to give you another push. Get yourself enrolled into a tech school, get to start that. And that's how I started. I mean, that's how we all started. So I enrolled into a tech school. That's the very first place I met my CEO. We were in the same, tech school.
Yep.
And then along the line, of course, he's a developer. And then we got to start doing other businesses together, even as I was working, right? So that's how my own narrative changed. I started putting in my interest, learning and knowing things about tech. Now was able to differentiate between a core technical skill, a Web3 job opportunity, or anything that has to do with blockchain, crypto, and all of that. And then I then started teaching other women. I started off with my sisters, because I have about 4 sisters. Plus me, 5, like 5 girls in my family, very beautiful ladies.
No doubt.
So that's how I started. I started teaching my sisters, like try to drag them, bring them into Web3, blockchain space, crypto space. It's not just about you coding, because what people believe tech or
it's all about like sitting behind the screen,
and then you're kind of coding, and not everybody has a technical knowledge. I mean, right now the syntax and all of the commands and all of that. I did that, because I learned several programming languages, but I chose my path as well. So I try to advise them, and try to tell them it's not about coding, it's about you coming into the space, finding your feet, and then running with that feet. Okay, so you do not have to delay, you do not have to think that tech is meant for men alone. There are women, like I said, women who has started from somewhere, from ground up, and that's it for them for today, and they're really making global change and really making impact in the world. So you don't have to delay, you don't have to think tech is meant for guys alone. And again, the narrative that if you're working in a company, you don't get promoted, you don't get to. It's just about this men thing. In crypto, in blockchain, in tech generally, there's no segregation, there is no gender. There's always this
results.
Yes, it's just result driven. It's about what can you do?
Make it fly.
Make it fly. Give me the results. I want the performance. And so that's what it is in tech. So you do not think, my boss is going to want to, kind of get crazy around me before I climb up the ladder. It's not like that in tech. I've never
You open your own shop. If he doesn't like it or she doesn't like it, you're like, I'm gone. See you later. See you on exchange. Watch for my ticker.
So you see, that's it. Just get into the space. Do you think, if you're an expert in what you're doing, you're definitely going to climb up, and do not procrastinate, do not wait. There's no magic to tech. There's no magic to, we learn daily. The Web3 space that we are currently in is still a very big space that we are not yet, we've not yet utilized. There is no full utility, use case for every day. Things keep springing up. So you could be the next person to bring up something in this space. So just why don't you hop right in by learning, getting your hands on material, getting some, on their free sites, and what's exactly what Web3 Delight, Agile Dynamics, what you guys are really like working on. There are educational part of it. There are free glossaries that you can get your hands on to learn and know the things that has to do with, blockchain, the terms, if they seem so bogus and ambiguous for you. There are a lot of other websites. Kudos to you, Paul, and the team. And, there are a lot of things people also can just jump right in to kind of get to understand what these things are all about. So, so that's it. Don't procrastinate. Just hop in. The time is now, right?
Yeah. Jump into the deep end of the pool. Honestly,
Doesn't matter.
I really dig this whole idea. And one thing that I would kind of add to this is that you become part of the global family. So as a young female entrepreneur from the growth markets, you can tap into the business opportunities that are global. You can create independent income, and that can lead to multiple opportunities on the back of it, not only for yourself but for your family, and also for the people in the community. And I think that's the real power and the opportunity.
Yeah. So, and to wrap up with this, obviously in Zenith Chain, obviously from Nigeria, we have programs like internship programs. We have, we are ready to take you right in, jump in, whether you're a woman or even we're not discriminating any kind.
Even guys, you will hire.
Guys, we hire.
Even guys.
Yes, of course. I tell you awesome. What, in this space, it's just not about.
Be careful, guys. It's gonna be tough.
It's not just about who. Okay. What gender you are.
Sure,
just come right in. So our intention in Zenith Chain is for us to. It's hard. We know how difficult and hard it is for us to get to the stage where we are. We're not there yet, but we've made significant growth, and that's what matters. How are you growing? So we intend to. One of the programs we have in Zenith Chain is the internship programs for every field and every discipline and every role that you think you know or you have. Just come on, apply. The application form is there on our website. Just apply, send an email to to us, and then we just bring you right in, especially if you're from the growth market, because that's what's most important. These guys also have to have the sense of belonging and doing something great for themselves and not just being only users. They also have to build. You find out that the next big guys might come out from the people who did some sort of internship with Zenith, and that then something we have to be proud of, that he came through us, stuff like that. So guys, come on, we're ready to collaborate, to train, to however you want to do it. Come on board, and we just kick it started.
And based on what Jonathan shared with us in the episode earlier, there are plenty of projects coming through the pipeline. So definitely it will not be boring.
Definitely. I'm telling you, definitely there are hundreds of projects coming on board.
That's awesome.
Our platform.
Excellent. Vivian, thank you so much. On the closing note, what would you like to share with our audience? Anything that you would like to bring to their attention?
Okay, so maybe in terms of just motivational part,
sure.
I'll tell you a story. I used to know not like personally, like I used to follow Ariana Waller.
Okay.
She's a founder of a US based fine arts NFT marketplace where you buy, sell, and fractionalize crypto and all the NFT pieces. She used to have this podcast, a global podcast, Women in Tech with Ariana. So basically, I think for me, that's a motivation for me, because I was basically always listening, following up, and get to hear stories, other people's stories. People come just like we are talking about here now, get to know and learn about people, get motivations and all that. So, it's just the right thing for anyone out there to do, especially being a young girl from a growing market. Just jump right in. Listen to podcasts, read materials, get on board, get your hands on anything that you believe that can, grow you personally. Web3 is the future. We all know that, right? Even guys from different sectors are already, jumping right in. I want to be a partaker. I don't want to be left out. The boat is going to leave me and all of that. Yeah. So you don't let yourself be left out. prepare for the future, and the future is coming now. Obviously, you have the opportunity, you have the time to learn. No time is too late. Different programming languages coming up. There's Flutter, there's new programming languages even springing up daily. And so that means you could be the next person to build the next big thing, right? So obviously, as I think what I have is just get into the space as quickly as you can through any means, any channel. Watching videos, listen to podcasts and all of that, and then get yourself motivated through all of these things. Join Join Twitter Spaces. We also have a program called Zenith Talks. Join the Zenith Talks, where we invite a lot of people, from the industry, top players in the industry, CEOs, founders, across industries, and for them to speak about Web3 and connect it to what they are actually doing. So you can jump right in the program, I think on every Sunday, and all of that, and just find yourself an opportunity with the growing market and all that. So that's it. Thank you, guys.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you, Paul.
No worries. It was my pleasure, and honestly, very inspiring conversation. Vivian, Chief Business Officer of Zenith Chain. And that was it for today. Peace out.
Thank you.
Cheers.